Executive Governor of Rivers State, and the entire people of Rivers State, I extend our warmest welcome to this historic convergence in Port Harcourt, a city that has long been at the forefront of Nigeria's technological and industrial evolution. Your presence here today represents more than diplomatic courtesy. It signals a collective recognition that we stand at the verge of the most transformative technological revolution in human history. The theme of this seminar, Harnessing Artificial Intelligence for Parliamentary Efficiency, could not be more urgent. As lawmakers, the democratic institutions tackle with the exponential advancement of AI technologies, we face what I term the governance paradox of acceleration. How do we create regulatory frameworks for technologies that evolve faster than our legislative processes? How do we ensure that artificial intelligence serves democratic governance rather than supplanting? These are some of the questions I believe that we'll find solutions to at these discussions today. Rivers State, as Nigeria's energy capital and a thriving technology hub, offers unique insights into some of these challenges. Harnessing artificial intelligence for parliamentary efficiency should be domesticated to accommodate our traditional governance structures with emerging digital ecosystems. The AI for governance that works in one country may not necessarily work in another country unless it is domesticated to take care of some differences. Your deliberations over the coming days will likely influence how African parliamentarians navigate the delicate balance between embracing AI's transformative potential and preserving the human-centered values that anchor democratic governance. The demonstrations you would witness, from agricultural optimization to health surveillance to security applications, represent tangible pathways towards what I envision as augmented democracy, where artificial intelligence amplifies human wisdom rather than replacing it. Rivers State is honored to host this groundbreaking dialogue. Our state government pledges continued support for initiatives that positions ECOWAS as the vanguard of responsible AI governance in the developing world. As you embark on these crucial discussions, remember that we are not merely observers of technological change. You are its architects. The frameworks you develop, the standards you establish, and the ethical principles you embed will determine whether artificial intelligence becomes a tool of democratic empowerment or technological subjugation for future generations. I believe it is because of this that part of the reason why we're having these discussions today, to throw more light and more answers to some issues. May your deliberations be fruitful, your insights profound, and your solutions transformative. Welcome to Rivers State. Welcome to the future of parliamentary governance. Thank you all for your attention.
Opportunity to address the ECOWAS Parliament on the occasion of this 2025 Parliamentary Seminar on Harnessing Artificial Intelligence for Parliamentary Efficiency, Ethical Governance, and Development in the ECOWAS region. Madam Speaker, I must say that I'm here with principal officers and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. When we received your letter that you'll be having your program here, we were indeed very happy. And by the special grace of God, you are here today. And this means so much to us because the legislature at the sub-national level is much more closer to the people when compared to the National Assembly. And your choice of River State for this program is heartwarming. We know that the ECOWAS Parliament years back and up till now is still achieving giant strides in the West African region. And we believe that this particular section will be another opportunity for this Parliament to come up with resolutions that will impact heavily on the good people of not only Nigeria but the entire West African region. I know that His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara has asked the Deputy Governor to deliver a message on behalf of River State. For that reason, I will say little because I know that His Excellency will say so much on behalf of the entire state. But as Speaker, I want to just, before resuming my seat, assure you that those of us in the River State House of Assembly will watch closely what you'll be doing while you are here in River State and see what we can learn from what is going to happen here. We believe that there's so much more to learn from you so that we can improve on what we're also doing here at the sub-national level. We believe that the legislature remains the foundation of our democracy. The legislature is key to any democracy anywhere in the world. For us in this country, we cannot overemphasize the importance of the legislature, particularly at the state level. We can't talk about proper oversight. We can't talk about good laws. We can't talk about a proper governance framework for our people if we don't strengthen the legislature and allow the legislature to perform the duties as enshrined in the Constitution. We believe that we'll continue to serve the good people of River State, and we know that Her Excellency the representative of the governor is also here. We believe that we have very good opportunity to work together so that Rivers people will definitely benefit from our efforts, and it's our hope that at the end of the day, the dividends of democracy will get to them and our people will be happy. So, Madam Speaker and all the participants, we welcome you to River State. We pray that you have useful deliberations. May God keep you and ensure that all that you are going to do here today will be successful. Thank you, and may God bless you.
I don't know how you look at it, but for me, because I'm a computer literate person too, since the introduction of AI, artificial intelligence, I find it as a tool, not actually as a replacement of a person. So you can effectively use AI for so many things, but I don't think the AI technology itself can replace human technology. You have to get somebody to do it, So the fear, maybe there are some issues like small one, like in my own case now, if I want to do a bill in those days, I will look for a draftsman to help me do the bill. But now I don't need a draftsman. I can use AI to draft my bill. So, but that doesn't mean that the person that I could use as a draftsman has lost his job, but he has lost my. That is my patronage. Patronage, yeah, that is the best one. So, and if you look at it at that, it will indirectly reduce, or affect the labor market of specialists like that provide the service that you can now get directly without going through the person. As I said, if I wanted to do a bill, I would tell somebody, share the idea with him. And now instead of sharing the idea so that he would draft the bill for me, I share it with AI and get the ideas and also even prompt it further to adjust, But to me, I'm excited because, as I told you, I always with my laptop because I can get information easily.
Okay, as a focal senator, let's look at the disadvantage of it, because a lot of people believe that since something that you can just touch on the computer and to just give you answer. Very people don't really go beyond it by giving thorough research as a very vocal of us.
So you see, you are still coming back to what I said. No computer can replace human beings. That's the short and I don't know, long story about it. No computer can replace human being. You need human. In fact, it is the human being that created the computer itself. It is human being that created the AI. So you can't say about that AI will replace human beings. No.
Okay, sir. Let me come in. Let's talk specifically about lawmaking with special emphasis to the West Africa sub-region. How well can this parliament really make what we do as a people? When I say as a people, I'm talking about the nations in the Sub-Africa sub-region. How can we use legislation to enhance development in the region, specifically speaking lawmaking?
Actually, we are supposed to have gone more than where we are today because ECOWAS is 25 years old now, I think. Yeah. Is it 25? Yeah. 25 years since the formation of ECOWAS, but we have not gone that far. The European Union came, after ECOWAS, but they have gone far. They have common currency, they have common visa, even this Schengen, what you call it. So they are moving fast and they are doing some products. But for us in Africa, I don't think, and we really need to, because we are almost virtually the same. Like in the West African countries, from here, you find Yorubas in Ghana, Togo, everywhere. Even in the South here, you have spillovers, South people in Cameroon and going down. So we are supposed to be more united so that our economy, our political, even to the extent of political, this is supposed to go far because we are one and the same people. And the bigger we are, the better. But I think because the issue of politics and power is the one that is really drawing us back. Everybody wants to be a king in his homes, but you can be a king in your place and still be in the community and brotherhoodness. Like you can imagine. Let me give you an example. Bayelsa and Rivers used to be the same, isn't it? The moment they create Bayelsa State, then when you meet your brother from Rivers, you say, this is Rivers man. That's the problem. We're supposed to be more united than to be divided. Divided we fall, united we...
Thank you very much. Thank you.
My thing is that I really don't take him serious. That's the truth. As I'm here, let me tell you, there's no politician that will say Chipita came to his house tonight to ask for anything. No. I'm sitting here between you. Mind my business, I do my business, the what I can get and feed my family, I'm okay. No politician in this country can say I walked around in their houses. So why I'm saying this is I don't take him seriously. I have videos of him saying the APC is a corrupt party. I have videos of him calling Bola Ahmed Tinubu names, calling the party name. I have video of him insulting those who defect from opposition party to APC. I calling them indisciplined, calling them all sorts of names. Today, explain that role. Those things he condemned. He had now wore the same garment and explain that role effectively to try to act as an undertaker to the PDP. And why do you say this? Yesterday, say, he kept Damago with all the attempt for people to remove him. So he's not somebody that you can say, it means well for the opposition or it means well for the coalition. It doesn't, because he's pursuing his own interest and his own agenda. He's now a minister under the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government. He's benefiting. He's traveling. He's using state resources. He has a Rolls Royce that he's inside, moving around, and everybody sees it. These are people who have been in government since 1998. Since 1999, sorry. So what is this wealth that a man who has been in government is so rich and people run to him for all sorts of resources? So I do not see them as people
who have people who have interest of the people at heart. I don't see them like that. I see them as politicians the only interest they have is to keep their own interests alive. So I do not want to discuss those issues, and I feel a lot of Nigerians share the same impression, the same opinion with me that we can't have people who are not stable, people whose character cannot be, said to be something you can recommend that your child should have, and then you see them like mentors. So as a person who have decided to leave this principal path and continue to pursue the goal that will benefit not just myself and my children, but the whole of Nigeria, I think Nigerians sees better and sees that the best option for them is to elect somebody that will truly serve the interest of our people.
Members of the National Security Advisor, the Chief of Staff to the President, the Chairman, and other distinguished members of the committee.
That I stand before you this afternoon on the occasion of the formal presentation, clarity of vision and moral courage you demonstrated in entrusting this delicate but vital national task to an open, inclusive, and community-driven process. Your guidance and directive to this office to oversee the dialogue process. The Ogoni dialogue process set a tone of seriousness and sincerity which set us firmly on this path of progress. As Your Excellency could recall, following your historic meeting with a high-powered Ogoni delegation at the presidential villa, you directed that this office should assume responsibility for coordinating a structured and wide-ranging consultation process with the Ogoni people, in conjunction with all relevant stakeholders. In compliance with that directive, we assembled a dialogue committee composed of representatives from the 4 Ogoni local government areas, traditional institutions, youth, women groups, civil society, and diaspora voices. This approach was embarked on to ensure that no voice was excluded and no concern left unheard. Over the past few months, the committee under my supervision commenced unprecedented engagement across Ogoni land and beyond. I am pleased to report that the consultations spanned several communities and the headquarters of the 4 local governments. Key stakeholders, including youth, women, traditional rulers, and professional bodies were engaged directly throughout the process. Additionally, inputs from the diaspora were harvested through targeted virtual engagements. All through the process, tensions and divisions were carefully mediated, and a spirit of dialogue prevailed over confrontation, leading to a constructive and all-inclusive consultation process. This report, being formally presented to Your Excellency today, is the outcome of that intensive, methodical, and transparent engagement. Permit me, sir, to summarize 4 key takeaways from the report. First, the Ogoni people, while not forgetting past injustices, have reached a point of collective readiness to see the responsible resumption of oil production in Ogoni land, anchored on fairness, equity, environmental responsibility, and direct community benefit. Permit me, sir, to commend in the strongest terms the Ogoni Dialogue Committee, the traditional rulers, youth, women representatives, and indeed the entire Ogoni delegation. They have been wonderful. Their efforts have shown maturity, vision, and unity in approaching this process, not as a contest of grievances, but as a search for solutions. Mr. President, what we are witnessing today is not just the submission of a report. It is the offering of a renewed covenant between a people and their country. It is now left for us to collectively ensure that the sacrifices made and the hopes expressed are not betrayed. With your leadership, sir, I have no doubt that we can continue seamlessly and effectively on this path of progress. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you for giving us the chance and opportunity. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Gentlemen of the press, let me first of all thank the Dialogue Committee for doing a wonderful job. You are aware that I've been away from the past 6 months, and within this period, a lot of good jobs were going on behind the scene. When I came in on the 19th, the committee did inform me of this meeting and also gave me a brief. I wish to thank Mr. President, first of all, for keeping to the terms of his promise. He assured us when we met here the first time that there will be immediate establishment of trust, what we call confidence building. One of those things has to do with the East-West Road. And I can say here boldly that the good work that the Minister of Work is doing is visible. We can drive through Eleme Junction to One. Now, fine, the road is not completely done, but the man-hour spent is less compared to the kind of terrible situation we had at that time. I think our people are happy with that. Before my sabbatical, we were already aware of the establishment of the Federal University of Environmental Technology. I went to the scene of the university, the site, and I'm happy that as of today, the campus is already established and work is gradually ongoing. So it's also another major. I'm also aware that the CFO for the establishment of the industrial park has already been issued. I believe very soon work will commence on that. We're also aware of the issue of employment, which is still also being treated. With all this, I believe that the Ogoni people, myself standing as a governor, we will work together to make sure that this impulse that have existed for many years will be resolved finally. There is every sign that this government is serious about resolving these issues, and I think we need to give them all the necessary opportunity and time to ensure that this problem is resolved once and for all. Let me thank the committee. I believe that the reason why I'm also speaking before Professor Baredon is because he has a better info for a while to give us here. But so far, let me thank the President again, thank the Dialogue Committee, and assure everyone that we will do everything humanly possible to make sure that we succeed on this national assignment. Thank you.
Dialogue Committee and the entire delegation gathered here, today, I bring warm greetings from the four kingdoms of our land, Ghana, Gokana, Tai, and Eleme. and from Ogoni sons and daughters in the diaspora. We thank you most sincerely for your unwavering commitment to a just and lasting resolution of the Ogoni question. Your decision to place this delicate assignment under the direct stewardship of the National Security Advisor has proven both far-sighted and wise. Permit me also to acknowledge publicly and appreciatively that the exemplary leadership of the National Security Advisor, Sir, his steady hand, quiet diplomacy, and relentless insistence on dialogue over this court have earned the trust of our communities and restore hope that had long flickered. We extend our sincere gratitude for the recent Posthumous Award conferred upon Ken Saro-Wiwa and the other 8 members of the Ogoni Nine. We also thank you specially for national honor conferred on our dear son, Barrister Nedu Mite. This is a significant and long-awaited gesture that acknowledges their immense sacrifices in the struggle for environmental justice and human rights in the Niger Delta. He represents a vital step towards healing and reconciliation for the Ogoni people, and indeed the entire nation. However, in the spirit of true justice and comprehensive reconciliation, we humbly urge your administration to also extend similar recognition and posthumous national honors on the Ogoni Four. These leaders, Albert Bade, Edward Bogani, Samuel Rage, and Theophilus Arge, were tragically murdered in circumstances that led to the execution of the Ogoni Nine. Recognizing the Ogoni Four will demonstrate a holistic commitment to acknowledging all victims of the past conflicts and a deeper understanding of the complex historical context. It will further pave the way for lasting peace, unity, and a sense of complete justice within the Ogoni Nation and the broader Niger Delta region. We believe that such a comprehensive approach to recognizing all those who suffered in that dark period of our history will truly solidify the effort towards environmental restoration, justice, and a brighter future for Ogoni Land. Sustainable development. Mr. President, posterity will judge all of us by how boldly we see this moment. On behalf of the Ogoni people, I pledge our peaceful cooperation, our productive labor, and our watchful guardianship of the land we share with the nation. Together, with your leadership, the NSA coordination, and God guidance, we can transform one fractured landscape into a model of reconciliation, remediation, and responsible resource development. Thank you, Your Excellency. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and our beloved Ogoni Land. And because you have given us a sense of belonging for the first time in our history, I pray that the good Lord will give you peace, unspeakable testimonies, unending love.
Well, we came here to present a report, and we are living here with the hope that something practical is being done, and that our matters have received a hearing at the highest level. I think it is a beginning of a new dawn in Ogoni Land, and in fact, the rest of the Niger Delta region. I have been one of those who have said over the years that if only to show that non-violence as a means of articulation succeeds, then the Ogoni thing should succeed. And I think what has happened today has rekindled that hope, giving a model for reconciliation and for peace to reign. We're going back that the doors for justice is being opened for our people, and that collectively we will march through that door with the government and the Ogoni people.
Activist Aisha Yusufu joins us live on the program now from the nation's capital. Aisha, I imagine you've been listening to these conversations. Perhaps what is your exact reactions to the position of Sir Ken, plus the fact that I'm sure we have seen videos of you around Senator Natasha for quite some time now in this very dark moment. Walk us through what she's been saying to you behind the scenes.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
So first of all, I just want to commend you for the fact that you took on the issue where citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria were being called hooligans and street urchins, even though they were questioned, because I was waiting. If that had not been done, the next question I was going to ask is that the behavior of Senate President Godswill Akpabio, does it not also look like that of a hooligan and a Senate urchin? So that would have been the question I was going to ask, but you took that on. For me, I would say, having listened, just listen to all the things that had been said. One of them, and where you saw the people of Kogi, Kogi Central Senatorial Zone coming over to Abuja and saying enough is enough. They needed their senator to resume. They have every right to do that because it is their country, it is their representative that they had sent in, and this person has been denied for 6 months. And don't forget also, right now they are saying, it's not the Senate, it's the clerk of the National Assembly that sent in this message that said, that they are not sure she's going to resume. No, she can't resume because there are certain court issues that are there. And the people, of course, decided that they were going to come. Perhaps for a Senate National Assembly that had said she should not resume, perhaps it's the fact that her constituents came on their own to say, look, we need to find out what's happening since the Senate is resumed. Maybe that's the reason why they decided to unseal, her office and go ahead to put it, publicly, to do a recording of that and put it in the news. So that's some of the things. But having said that, it's for me, before I even go into there were quite some interesting things that came out from the conversation, that I just listened to. And one of them where you talked about the fact that the issue of the sexual harassment in state court, I am not aware of that. And I wish you had taken it up to actually ask. The two issues that are currently in court that Senator Natasha with Godswill Akpabio is the one that the state has taken on. And the question that we all should be asking is that why is taxpayers' money being wasted on an issue that involves two senators? The Senate president should not drag the Senate into disrepute. If he has any issues with her, he should go ahead, and do it. Right now, we're having a situation whereby the state is being brought into it. Yesterday, on Monday, Senator Natasha was in court. I was in court with her. Yesterday, she was also in court. I was in court with her. And they were literally almost similar cases, federal government and her, on the issue of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Governor Yahaya Bello. If they feel some of the things she has said, she has defamed them or whatever, let them go to court against her. Why are we dragging the whole institution and the whole state into it again? And on the other issue, of course, when Judge Binta Inyako had said the suspension was unconstitutional, the suspension should not have been. Yes, she did not make a categorical statement, which was sad. And I think the judiciary needs to really sit down and take back its independence to be able to say, get back into your office. She didn't make that categorical statement. But one thing that is very interesting is also the fact that the Senate president had gone to appeal first. It wasn't the Senate. It was later that, the Senate also had gone to appeal that particular judgment. But one thing also that is quite ironic is the fact that the House of Representatives right now, they're sitting, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday they were in office, the National Assembly has resumed, but the Senate has not resumed. And from what has been reported, a message was sent out by the personal assistant to the chief of staff to the president of the Senate, sent out a message to all senators that they should not resume when they're supposed to resume. We're talking about taxpayers' money. If the Senate president cannot sit, cannot work, is not in a position to be able to work, why then do we have a deputy Senate president? Why is he the one, moving and continuing the holiday that they are in? These are germane questions, that we need to begin to ask 109 senators that we have. What are they doing? Or should I say 108 if we take out the Senate president? Why are they allowing one person to, on his own private and personal basis and issue, continue to control the Senate? And having said that is to say, I'm really wondering that the person who spoke last is taking credit for the hard work of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. That even when she was not in office, the things that she has put in her bill has passed. She has done so much in the little time that she has been there. Why, if the Senate was the one that confers this on senators, why did they not confirm the same thing on the remaining 108 or 107 senators that are there? She is hardworking. She puts in everything. Even while she was on suspension, she was working so hard for her people, and that's why you saw the massive support. And they came all the way from Kogi State to come and ensure that their senator gets into office and not only resume be there. Then the other issue, where they're saying there's also something quite interesting that was reported, yesterday in the media, where they are saying that from the source that they have, that, and I'm thinking this is from the Guardian, if I'm not mistaken, and part of it, according to a source, the decision was arrived at during yesterday's leadership meeting at the Senate, where motion will be moved, and barring any changes, right? The minority leader of the Senate, Senator Abba Moro, PDP Benue South, will move the motion for her to apologize, then seconded, and it will be taken. What does this mean? Is it that when they come back, they're going to sit down and ask her to apologize? Apologize for what? And that brings me to the next question. Let me just round up on this. Let me just quickly round up on this. What did Senator Natasha do that Senator Godswill Akpabio did not do? Scream, yell? He did was stand up when his seat was changed. So why? Is it because she's female, or is it because she's hardworking? Thank you. Come on.
Yeah, and that brings me to the next question. Evidently, the reopening of her office has put her in high spirits. We saw that yesterday with her supporters as they celebrated. But going forward, are you worried? And what are you hearing about how she is going to henceforth relate, with her colleagues? Because since February, when this matter started, it has been a very divisive subject, not just amongst Nigerians, but also amongst Senate members as well, when you hear the commentary that came through from them.
Amongst the Senate members, you understand, I would totally understand a good number of them, their position. This is a senator who, first of all, she's a first-time senator, and then second of all, she didn't come. They were not all inaugurated the same day. She came much later because she had to fight for her court case, and then she comes in and she's doing this many achievements. Not only this many achievements, she's also going on to do so many things for her people. So for every incompetent senator that you have, there are some that have been there for probably 1999 almost, that their people have not felt their impact. So they will feel a sense of threat, because if they come to say to their people, the Senate, we don't do this, but they're like, what about Senator Natasha that just came yesterday? Look at the many achievements that she has been able to do, and she's really now. And so that has also been one of the things that have put put a lot of them, on a place where they are not really liking her, if I might use it personally. There's also something, the course of conversation that I've heard quite often that has been said by some of those senators who feel that, oh, is it because you have money, your husband is rich, you don't need this money, that's why you're not after whatever it is you're going to gain in terms of even the contracts or whatever. You're doing so much for your people. Sometimes you're even doing extra. So it's almost as if you're doing too much. And unfortunately in Nigeria, we've seen it again and again and again, where people who are really competent, who really put in the work, are the ones that are punished by those who, at the end of the day, they don't have the competence, neither the character or the capacity for them to be able to do that. Also, you will understand that kind of behavior. I see where that comes from. But the most important thing is that her people are with her. And yesterday, her people showed it, how much they are with her. And what we as Nigerians must do is that for every senator that we see doing the right thing, working, that they try to punish, let's not allow that happen. Let's also remember that the Senate has a history of punishing people who stand for the people who are there, for Nigeria. I will give the example of Senator, I think it was Senator Nengi, that came on to tell us, like, hey, Nigerians, there is pardon that is going on. Senate pardon the budget and all of that. What happened? That particular Senate was suspended because it stood for what was right. And unfortunately, and now blame all of us as citizens. We allowed that suspension, to happen. We didn't start by him, and this is now a reoccurrence. We've given the Senate, the National Assembly, an enabling environment for them to continue to punish senators who dare to.
We have to round off our conversation with you in 60 seconds or less. The Women Reserved Bill, which is in the Constitution Review, I wonder if you think with what has played out with Senator Natasha now, what is going to happen to that bill?
What is going to happen? This is what I've said about that particular bill. The reserve bill, for me, I think passing it is it's on the National Assembly for them to be able to do good, for them to be remembered, and for every member of the 10th Assembly. I will say to them, there was once a 9th Assembly. There are a lot of people that didn't come back. There are many more that nobody even knew they were there. This is the opportunity for them to put their names in the books of history and give this reserve bill and ensure that it is not a place where now they're trying to get as much as they can, fielding in their own candidates, female candidates who can't do anything. That's so for them to say, oh, you see, we've given women a chance. So it is an opportunity for them to create a legacy for themselves. They are not doing women a favor. On the issue, it's more worrisome because with what has happened to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the question then is this what they're going to be doing to all women when they come in? Even this reserve bill, when women come in, are they going to be ganging up and, suspending women when they try to fight for their rights in the Senate?
All right.
At the end of the day, one thing that I would say for us, for me, is that please, the Senate is an institution that should not be desecrated, and the Senate president should be man enough to fight his battle himself and leave the Senate and the state away from it. If they have two senators fighting, it's none of my business. If you have issues with Senator Natasha Akpoti, they are both senators. Let them go and sort themselves out, whether in the courts. The state should not be brought into it. Neither should the institution be brought into it.
Yes, thank you so much, Aisha Yusuf. I'm afraid we have to go now. I wish we had more time to squeeze in more questions. For the camp of the Senate President, they are asking perhaps for the evidence. Perhaps you can help us say that to Senator Natasha, that we're waiting for that evidence of sexual harassment because we are with her on that. We don't.
So, it's as if the comrade is punching me. If the comrade is punching me, he's punching me. They see now. I don't want it to be a catch-weight contest. Your Excellency, comrade, as brief as it can possibly be. Short man, short speech. Let me start by again conveying my condolences to the wife of my departed younger brother. 2 weeks before this incident, I met a gentleman who's familiar with both of us, and I said, I hope Arasi is paying his personal allowance to the wife, because the wife was always by his side. And because they have more or less the same height, I told Arasi, your wife has a rank higher than yours, so she can't be doing labor to Nigeria free of charge. And I hope this IG, your wife, is getting payment too. So Arasi was a man who had the gift of height, vertically and horizontally, everything I lacked he had. And yet, when it matters, Arasi will listen. And he did listen. Even when I was in a very difficult political environment, Arasi was there. As a true, impartial police officer. I'm not sure he would have agreed, but I don't think he would mind. Our late past president, President Muhammad Buhari, said to me a couple of times, of all the IGs he has had to work with, no apologies because he said so. He said, Arasi was the most outstanding. Let me also reveal, because I'm a Catholic, we are encouraged to do confession. When we were to constitute the campaign council for President Buhari's campaign organization, when I was national chairman of APC, we put Arasi's name as the chief security advisor to the campaign. And I was so happy to call him. When somebody talking about his being principled, that is an understatement. I said, sir, I have good news. So what is it? I said, when you come. And then he insisted. I said, you know, if you are as short as I am and he's as tall as he is, even if he's retired, you will do well to be obedient. So I said, sir, the president wants you to be our campaign, chief security officer to our campaign. He said, oh, sorry, Adams, I will not be able to do that kind of role. I think it takes a level of courage and principle to say no to a sitting president. It takes a lot of conviction. The other is that, you know, when we give our chief a name, we should bear certain things in mind. Solomon really exhibited the wisdom of Solomon. If you remember the circumstances under which he was appointed IG, President Jonathan had lost election, or he conceded defeat, for which he will always be remembered and appreciated. And then he had reasons to fire the then IG and named Arasi as the IG. Just a week to another general election. And you know what the election system can be in Nigeria. And Arasi deployed the wisdom of Solomon to conduct the last segment of the election, which involved governors and House of Assembly. And it did so admirably. That neither of the parties had cause to complain that Arasi was biased. I mean, Madam, I used to call you his PA. If Arasi lived longer, he can't be IG again. But I do understand that you were not just a wife, you were truly, truly very close, loving, and caring wife to stand by the husband. There is nothing we are going to say that will reduce that burden. But you have to appreciate, like somebody said, we are encouraged as believers, as Christians, that we should do more as if this is the last. If we have all testified, and we are told that the voice of man is the voice of God, he is not here to arrest us. So if we say whatever we have said, we said so out of our conviction. I'm sure God Almighty, who created him and who has decided to take him at this time, painful as it is, we must have some consolation. But in paradise, he will have enough space to accommodate his height. Vertically and horizontally, he was well gifted. He will be resting, preparing for us to arrive so that he can protect us even there. May gentle souls rest in peace. And may the good Lord grant you the fortitude to live in the reality that whosoever shall be born shall die one day. This is the day God has chosen. And it's not up to us if we in the Senate to take a vote on it. If we were to take a vote, Babangida know what the vote would have been. Those in favor that he should stay, those in favor that he will go. I'm sure we will vote that he should stay and the eye will have it. But we have not been overruled. But we will be proud to say my husband was Solomon Arase, and your children. Be even more proud to say I am the son and daughter of the former IG who made friends across all the divide, including militants like us when I was president of the NSC. I was arrested by police several times, but Arase, when I meet him, he will always be smiling as if he's not behind the tear gas that were thrown the day before. He was a great man. He became even greater hereafter. Thank you very much. You overrun, comrade, you overrun, but you gave very valuable insights into the event we are celebrating this evening. Thank you very much, Comrade Adams Oshomole. Also, the tear gas that you inhaled at that time didn't cause substantial damage. Otherwise, you might not have been here this evening.